Hi, this lesson is all about some of the properties we can use to help us to identify different minerals. Because of the way minerals are put together, in terms of the chemical elements that are in them, the way those elements actually fit together to make crystals, each of them are going to be different. They're going to have a unique set of particular properties that allow us to tell them apart. What I want to do in this first lesson is look at how we use light, how light is reflected off these different minerals that can show us some key properties of them. These are the properties we need to look at in general. So we need to be able to recognize the colour, the streak, the lustre, the crystal form or habit, its cleavage, its fracture, its hardness, and relative density. Those are all the physical properties, the way that the features of the mineral. There's a couple of chemical properties we look at a bit as well, an acid test and a taste test. We'll talk about those in a subsequent lesson. This lesson, though, is going to focus on colour, streak, and lustre. Let's start with colour. Now, colour, for geologists, poses a whole range of issues. Firstly, there's the way we respond to colour. People see colours in different ways. Each of us will perceive colours differently. Not only do we perceive colours differently, but we also communicate about colours differently. At the risk of being a little sexist here, boys tend to see the world in 16 different colours, and girls can see it in millions of colours. We can all be looking at the same thing, but we'll describe it and respond to it in different ways. That can make colour unreliable. There are other reasons as well why colour may not be the most reliable feature. Let me show you some examples. Colour is a fascinating property of minerals. We can see the examples we're looking at here. These are all different types of ore mineral that have some really quite beautiful and vivid colours. We see this green malachite mineral, a copper ore. Copper does give us some of the most spectacular colours. This is azurite, another copper ore, or bornite, which gives these beautiful peacock colours, sort of purples and blues and reds and gold within it. Other minerals like this is cinnabar, which is a mercury ore. It's a very distinctive red colour. Or sort of the deep, dark, browny black of zinc ore. This is sphalerite. Now, although these minerals have distinctive colours, there are things we need to be careful with when we're dealing with minerals. If we look at this particular collection, these minerals you can see are different in colour. You see some oranges, yellows, browns, purple, greens, whites, clear. All of these minerals, despite the range of colours that we can see, are all the same thing. This is all quartz. There are different varieties of it. We see this rock crystal with the black tourmaline crystals in, red jasper, yellowy citrine. This orange quartz is called carnelian. We've got milky quartz with bluish agate, sort of pale brown, what we call smoky quartz, purple amethyst, green one, and even one with very small fibrous crystals of rutile in. Here colour is a red herring. Colour is not useful to us in identifying these minerals. To identify these, we need to use other properties. Okay, you can see from that all the different varieties of quartz, the range of colours it displays, and it's not the only mineral to do that, mean that colour for a mineral like that is not diagnostic. We can't use it to identify the mineral. So we need to use some other properties. A more reliable method is streak. Now, streak is the colour of a mineral's powder. Some minerals, in fact a lot of minerals, have a white streak. Gypsum would be an example. Hematite has a distinctive sort of cherry red streak. Iron pyrite has a greenish black streak. Galena, a lead grey coloured streak. Gold has a bright yellow streak. Quartz, though, for reasons we'll see in a following lesson, doesn't create a streak at all. Let me show you how this works. Another property we can use to assess the colour of a mineral is to look at the colour of its powder, its streak. Some minerals, particularly the metal-rich ore minerals, have some distinctive streaks. To do this, we use this. This is an unglazed piece of tile. And to do a streak test, we take a mineral, like this one, and we rub the mineral on the plate. Here you can see this leaves a distinctive dark grey streak. This is a mineral which is called galena, which is a lead ore. It has this distinctive lead grey streak. This mineral is hematite, and if we rub this mineral on the plate, you'll see it leaves a distinctive reddy, sort of cherry red streak. This mineral can be a number of different colours. You can see it could be grey, it could be have a little bit of red. It doesn't matter what colour the mineral is, its streak will always be red. This mineral is pyrite. Now the colour of this mineral is sort of a brassy yellow. But if I do a streak test on this, what we end up with is a black streak. So even though the mineral itself is yellow, the streak is black. Now streak is useful for these metal minerals. Other minerals though, like this one, this is calcite. If we try and make a streak with this, it just makes a white streak. That's of very little use. So coloured streaks can be a useful diagnostic property to identify a mineral. Okay then. Our final property in this lesson is called lustre. Now lustre is a descriptive term about how a mineral reflects light. And there are three main terms we use. They are metallic, where a mineral reflects light like a metal. Vitreous, where we see a mineral reflecting light like broken glass. Adamantine, which is like a diamond. We don't tend to use that one very much. And finally, dull means it doesn't really reflect the light very well at all. Let me show you what I mean by that. We can also describe the way that the mineral reflects light. There are several different descriptions that can be used, but the three we really need to concern ourselves with are metallic. So if you see, if I move this mineral around in the sun, it glints and reflects like a metal. The second description we use is vitreous. Now vitreous means glassy. So you can see, again, as I move this particular mineral around in the sun, it's reflecting like glass. The final one, and this often happens where minerals have been weathered, is what we call a dull reflection. You can see as I move this particular mineral around in the sunlight, it's not really reflecting the light very well at all. That would be a dull lustre. The other one that's listed in your booklet is adamantine. That's the way a diamond reflects. There's really bright, high reflectance of light. I'm afraid I don't have any diamonds in my collection. So, each of these different minerals will start to have a collection of these key properties. We have colour, which can be helpful with some minerals, but we have got to be very, very careful with it. We have streak, which is more reliable, but a lot of minerals will either have a white streak or no streak, which is a very limited use. Or we have lustre, which on its own isn't going to really tell us exactly what a mineral is. So we clearly need some other properties. More about that next time.